Welcome to Bethel Online Education Hub. Learn anytime, anywhere. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Let's learn together, the Bethel way.
Good day, everyone. I hope you all doing well and ready to learn something new and exciting today. In our lesson, we're going to explore an important topic that help us better understand the world around us and our place in it. Today, we begin the lesson 13 hydrometeorological phenomena and hazards. These are natural events related to weather and water, like typhoons, thunderstorms, floods, and droughts, that can significantly impact our environment, communities, and our daily lives. As we go through today's discussion, I encourage you to think critically, ask questions, and connect what we learn to a real life experience, especially those in your own communities. Understanding these phenomena is key to preparing for them and reducing their potential harm. Let's work together to make this fun and meaningful, enriching season. So let's begin. What are hydrometeorological hazards? Hydrometeorological hazards are weather or water related events that cause serious damage to people, property, and environment. This includes tropical cyclones or bagyo, monsoons, floods, thunderstorms, and tornadoes. These hazards often bring strong winds, heavy rainfall, and widespread flooding, which can lead to landslide, power outage, and loss of lives or livelihood. In recent years, these events have become more frequent and intense, largely due to the effects of climate change. That's why it is important to understand how these phenomena work so we can prepare, respond, and reduce their impact on our communities. One of the most critical concerns today is the increasing frequency and intensity of hydrometeorological hazards, and much of this is linked to climate change. As a global temperature rise due to the buildup of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, our climate is changing in ways that makes storm more powerful, rainfall more intense, and drought more prolonged. Warmer ocean temperature, for instances, provide more energy for tropical cyclones, causing them to become stronger and more destructive. Additionally, shifting weather patterns have led to unpredictable monsoon, more frequent floods, and extreme heat events. All this pose greater risk to human lives. Infrastructure, agriculture, and natural ecosystem. Because of these growing threats, preparedness, early warning system, and climate adaptation measures have become more important than ever. Understanding the connection between climate change and these hazards allows communities to make better decisions, develop safer infrastructure, and building resilience for changing climates. Hazard caused by hydrometeorological phenomena. First is tropical cyclones or bagyo. A tropical cyclone is rapidly rotating storm system that forms over warm oceans water near to near the equator. It is characterized by low pressure center, strong wind, spiral rain bands, and intense rainfall. The storm can be extremely destructive, especially in the coastal and low-lying areas. Hazard caused by tropical cyclones. First is strong winds can uproot trees, destroy homes, and damage power lines. Heavy rainfalls leads to flash floods and landslide, especially in mountainous area. Next is storm surge, an abnormal rise in seawater that can flood coastal communities. Next is power outage. Damage to electric lines can cause widespread blackout. Last is infrastructure damage. Roads, bridges, and buildings can be damaged or destroyed. The Philippines experience an average of 20 tropical cyclones every year, most of them from over Pacific Ocean. They enter the Philippines Area of Responsibility or PAR. Once inside the PAR, they are named and monitored by PAGASA. The Philippines being in the Pacific Typhoon Belt, it's frequently hit by powerful tropical cyclones. Here are some notable examples that left significant impacts in the recent history. First is Typhoon Yolanda. In 2013, one of the strongest typhoon ever recorded globally, caused massive storm surge up to 7 meters. Widespread destruction in Tacloban City and other parts of the eastern Visayas. Over 6,000 deaths and millions displaced. Next is the Typhoon Odette. In 2021, struck parts of Visayas and Mindanao. Brought extremely strong wind, heavy rains, and flooding, damaged through thousands of homes, and left many areas without power and communication. Last is the Typhoon Ulysses. Caused severe flooding in Metro Manila, Cagayan Valley, and parts of Luzon. Brought back memories of Ondoy in 29. Due to similar urban flooding, highlighted vulnerabilities in urban planning and disaster response. These events serve as real-life example of how devastating tropical cyclones can be, especially when communities are not well prepared. They remind us of the importance of early warning system, disaster risk reduction, and climate change adaptation. Now let's talk about monsoon. Monsoon are seasonal wind system that bring significant and predictable changes in weather, particularly rainfall patterns in the Philippines. Monsoon plays a major role in shaping the climate and affecting the daily lives of Filipino, especially in terms of agriculture, transportation, and disaster risk. We experience two main types of monsoons every year, the Habagat and Amihan. Habagat or Southwest Monsoon. The Habagat, which occurs from June to September, brings warm and moist wind from the southwest. It is characterized by heavy and continuous rainfall, particularly affecting the western part of the country, including Metro Manila, Western Luzon, Western Visayas. This period is often marked by overcast skies, strong winds, and stormy weather, especially when tropical cyclone enhance the monsoon effects, the hazard associated with the habagat include widespread flooding, landslide, and spread of waterborne disease due to stagnant water. Additionally, the monsoon rains can cause crop damage, disruption, transportation system, disrupt transportation system and result in power outage and infrastructure damage, such as the habagat is not only a significant weather pattern, but also a source of frequent natural hazard that demand awareness, preparedness, and community resilience. Next is the Amihan, the Northeast Monsoon. The Amihan or Northeast Monsoon occurs from October to February, and it is characterized by cool and dry winds coming from the northeast. Unlike the Habagat, the Amihan typically brings cooler temperature, clear skies, and less rainfall. Most to most part of the Philippines, while generally associated with pleasant weather. It can still cause light rains, particularly in northern and eastern Luzon, Batanes, and parts of Visayas, especially on the eastern side. In terms of hazard, the habagat poses greater risk due to prolonged heavy rains that leads to widespread flooding, waterborne disease, crop damage, transportation disruption, and landslide in mountain areas. On the other hand, the Amihan is generally safer, though it may still bring light rain shower and occasional cold spells, especially in the northern regions. Understanding the seasonal pattern and potential impact of both monsoons is essential for disaster preparedness and day-to-day planning in various communities. Interaction with tropical cyclones can interact with the enhance the habagat or southwest monsoon, leading to heavier and more prolonged rainfall than usual. Even if the cyclone does not make landfall in the Philippines, its presence near the country can pull in more moisture from the southwest, intensifying the monsoon's rains. This interaction often results in widespread flooding, especially in western part of Luzon and Visayas. Notable examples of this phenomena include the massive habagat in dunes, floods in 2012, 2013, and 2018, which caused significant damage in Metro Manila and nearby provinces, despite the cyclone themselves not directly hitting the areas. This highlights the importance of monitoring both tropical cyclones and monsoon activity during rainy season. Let's talk about the next meteorological hazard, which is the floods. Floods occur when water submerge land that is normally dry. They are among the most common and destructive hydrometeorological hazards affecting both urban and rural areas. Floods can develop gradually, such as in the case of riverine floods, which happens when river or stream overflow their banks due to prolonged or heavy rainfall upstream. In contrast, flash floods occur rapidly, often within 6 hours of intense rainfall, and can be extremely dangerous, especially in low-lying areas or narrow valleys, where water accumulates quickly. quickly. Next is coastal floods, often caused by storm surge during tropical cyclones, occur when storm winds push seawater inland, inundating coastal communities. Meanwhile, urban floods are increasingly common in cities, with poor drainage and impermeable surface, like roads and buildings, which prevent rainwater from being absorbed into ground. This type of floods may vary in cost and speed, but they can lead to significant damage to infrastructure, agriculture, and human life if communities are unprepared. When floods strike, especially in unprepared communities, they can lead to a wide range of serious hazards. Homes and infrastructure such as roads, bridge, and building may become submerged or impassable, cutting off access to essential services and isolating communities. The presence of downed power lines in floodwater poses a major risk of electrocution, while strong currents and sudden water surge can result in drowning, especially in low-lying or poorly drained areas. Floodwaters are often contaminated, creating conditions for the spread of waterborne disease such as leptospirosis, cholera, and other infections. Additionally, floods can cause widespread displacement, forcing families to evacuate their homes and seek shelter elsewhere. The resulting economic losses can be devastating, damaging crops, disrupting businesses, destroying public utilities, and putting strain on local governments and disaster response agencies. These impacts highlight the importance of early warning systems, proper urban planning, and community preparedness to reduce the risk associated with flooding. Common cause in the Philippines. Flooding in the Philippines is caused by a combination of natural and human induced factors. One of the most common causes is monsoon rains, particularly the Habagat or Southwest monsoon, which bring prolonged and heavy precipitation that can overwhelm rivers, stream, and drainage system. Tropical cyclone also contribute significantly as their intense rain bands can trigger both flash floods and riverine flooding, especially when multiple weather system occurs close together. The country's topography and land use practices further increase flood risk. Water rapidly runs off from mountain areas, and activities like deforestation and rapid urban development reduce the land ability to naturally absorb rainfall. Additionally, poorly maintained or blocked drainage systems such as clogged canals and sewer can prevent floodwaters from properly flowing out, leading to urban flooding, even during short bursts of heavy rain. These interconnected costs highlight the urgent need for proper land management, environmental protection, and infrastructure maintenance to reduce the frequency and impact of the floods in the country. Now let's talk about Tornadoes or ipo-ipo, another meteorological hazards. Tornadoes, locally known as ipo-ipo in the Philippines, are rapidly rotating columns of air that extend from the base of a thunderstorm, usually cumulonimbus cloud, down to the ground. Although they are less common in the Philippines compared to other hydrometeorological hazards like typhoons or floods. Tornado can be extremely destructive when they do occur. A tornado is a small but intense vortex of air with very strong, violently spinning winds that can uproot trees, damage houses, and toss debris into the air. They typically last only a few seconds to several minutes, but they can leave behind a narrow yet highly destructive path, especially in rural and coastal areas, because because of their sudden and unpredictable nature. Tornadoes pose a serious threat on communities caught off guard. Now let's talk about the hazards of tornado. Tornadoes, though relatively rare in the Philippines, can cause severe and sudden destruction when they strike. The most immediate hazard is their violent winds, which can tear up roofs, topple trees, and destroy homes and crops within seconds. These winds often carry flying debris such as broken woods, metal, and glass, which can lead to serious injuries or even fatalities. One of the most dangerous aspects of tornadoes is their sudden formation. They often develop with little or no warning, giving people very little time to react or evacuate. In the Philippines, tornadoes are most common report during strong localized thunderstorm or along the outer rain bands of tropical cyclones. They tend to occur in areas such as Central Luzon, particularly in Pampanga and Nueva Ecija, Mindoro, and some parts of Visayas. While small in size, their intense and concentrated force make them one of the most unpredictable hydrometeorological hazards. Signs of a possible tornado. There are several warning signs that may indicate a tornado is about to form. One of the most noticeable is a dark greenish colored sky, which often appears during severe thunderstorm. This is sometimes followed by a loud, continuous roar, similar to the sound of freight train, signaling strong wind moving rapidly through the area. A key visual sign is the appearance of a rotating funnel-shaped cloud descending from the sky. This is the actual tornado forming from the thunderstorm base. Another potential indicator is a sudden calm or stillness after a period of heavy rain or strong winds. This air silence may occur just before a tornado touchdown. Recognizing these signs early can help people take immediate shelter and avoid harm. Now let's talk about areas prone to hydrometeorological hazard using hazard maps. hydrometeorological hazards do not impact all parts of the Philippines equally. Certain regions are more vulnerable than others due to geographic location, elevation, and local weather patterns, as shown in various hazard maps. For example, areas prone to tropical cyclones or bagyo are typically located facing on the Pacific Ocean, making them the first to experience typhoon that enter the country. High-risk provinces include Isabela, Aurora, and Quezon in eastern Luzon, Cagayan Valley, and Ilocos Norte in northern Luzon, Albay, Camarines Sur, and Sorsogon in Bicol region, and some are Leyte in eastern Visayas. Meanwhile, monsoon rains and floods are most dangerous in flats, low-lying or urbanized area with inadequate drainage. Metro Manila is a prime example along with parts of central Luzon like Pampanga, Bulacan, and Nueva Ecija and regions in Calabarzon such as Cavite, Laguna, Rizal. Flooding also affects cities in western Visayas, including Iloilo and Capiz. Coastal flooding and storm surge often brought by typhoons primarily threaten coastal communities along or near the open sea. High-risk locations include Eastern Samar, Northern Samar, and Leyte in the Visayas, as well as Surigao del Norte, Davao Oriental, and Palawan in Mindoro. In Luzon areas such as Zambales and coastal zones around Manila Bay are also vulnerable. Though less common, tornadoes or ipo-ipo still occur in regions where strong thunderstorm and local weather disturbance are frequent. Areas with report incidents include Pampanga and Nueva Ecija in central Luzon, Oriental and Occidental Mindoro, and parts of western and central Visayas, including Iloilo and Negros Occidental. After we talk about the meteorological hazards and their effects and areas prone to these meteorological hazards, now let's talk about some practical ways to cope with hydrometeorological hazards. Coping with hydrometeorological hazards require preparation, awareness, and the right action before, during, and after the event. Before a hazard strikes, it is crucial to stay informed by monitoring weather updates from PAGASA and local authorities. Household should prepare a go bag containing essentials items such as food, water, flashlights, a battery-powered radio, medicines, and important documents. It is also important to know your evacuation routes and centers, and to elevate electrical appliances and secure valuable belongings to minimize potential damage. During the event, safety should be the top priority. Evacuate immediately if instructed by local authorities. Stay indoors, away from windows and glass panels, and avoid going near floods water and drowned power lines, which can pose serious risk. Do not attempt to drive through flooded roads. As even shallow water can sweep vehicles away or hide dangerous obstacles. After the event, remain cautious, avoid wading in floods water. To reduce the risk of infections or injury, inspect your home for structural damage, especially to the roofs, walls, and electrical system. And be alert for gas leak. To ensure safety, boil water before drinking and take part in community cleanup efforts to help restore safety and order. By the following these practical steps, individuals and families can reduce harm and recover more effectively from hydrometeorological hazards. We explore the different types of hydrometeorological hazards that affect the Philippines, including tropical cyclones, monsoons, floods, and tornadoes, or IPO-IPO. We discuss their causes, warning signs, impact, and areas most at risk, supported by hazard maps and real-life examples. We also learn about climate change connection, which contributes to the increasing intensity and frequency of this event. Most importantly, we identified practical ways to prepare for respond to and recover from such hazards, from creating go bags and knowing evacuation routes to community cooperation during cleanup efforts. To conclude, while these natural hazards can be stopped, their impact can be greatly reduced through proper knowledge, awareness, and preparedness. Let us always stay alert, take early warning seriously, and help one another in times of disaster. When we apply what we learned, we become not only informed students, but also responsible citizens, ready to protect ourselves and others. As we end our lesson today, remember that hydrometeorological hazards such as typhoons, monsoons, floods, and tornadoes are natural events that can have devastating effects on communities, especially when we are unprepared. But with the right knowledge, planning, and action, we can reduce the risk and protect our lives. Understanding the signs, cause, and impact of these hazards help us become more aware and resilient. By staying informed, preparing emergency supplies, and supporting community efforts, we can all play a role in keeping our families and neighborhoods safe. Let not just learn this lesson. Let's live them. Be alert, be prepared, be safe. Thank you for being part of today's discussion. See you in our next lesson.